7:00.
Should be live, but it's not going live. All right. Welcome to our Sunday night show. Boy says Fever's still playing like dumb and miss easy free throws and loser game. Did they lose yesterday's game?
No. He's talking about the one before.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. Sad. All righty, let's pay some bills, guys. Let's get this out of the way. And let's see what we got here. Do you remember, if you need a pick-me-up, you know where to go for it by now. Don't forget to, well, everything seems to be cutting short today. Starting short, cutting off short. Don't forget to go to cocainecoffee.com and use promo code villains15 for your 15% off. All righty. Also, let's take care of some other business while we're thinking of it. Hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 800, guys. Can we get to 800? I think we're about 6 or 7 away. Can we get to 800 before kickoff? I can do that with your guys' help. All you got to do is share this. Share it and ask your friends to subscribe. It's free. We don't charge. YouTube doesn't charge. It's free. Okay? You just, the advantage is you get notified when we go on the air and go live. So, that's an advantage. All right, you then hit that like button because it helps the algorithm get out there today. And also, hit the like. We said the like button already. Share it. And we said share it already. We already said subscribe. What's the last thing to do, Kelvin, they need to do? Comment.
Send in your comments. That's right.
Let's comment.
I was going to say comments, but then I thought you meant something else. You know, I'm not the brightest guy in the room, so.
Yeah. All righty. Okay.
Even when I'm alone.
Brad says, click the link. Brad Mole. Brad Mole says, Dean, Kelvin, happy Sunday. Brad Mole is the host or the co-host of Hawkaholics podcast, which you can hear on Tuesday night. Oh. And I made myself a guest. I went in there and just put myself in their show. So
yeah, watch. Is that how
Brad said I could do that anytime?
That's how you pronounce Brad's last name, huh?
I say Mole. I have no idea because he's never actually said it.
I've always just thought it was mole or something, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that could be. I don't
know.
Yeah. But, yeah. Okay. Kelvin put together our agenda today because I was really busy at church. Molly. It's Molly. Brad Molly.
Cool.
Who knew?
Yeah, I've heard that before. I'll darn it.
Have you? Yeah.
Kelvin.
Yeah. I mean, Brad and Brandon have a really fun show. They really have a lot of fun. And then when me, Vandy, and Terrible Terry all hopped on the show, it was even more fun. Yeah. But yeah, you guys can hear them on Tuesday night, I believe at 7 o'clock Central. Correct me, Brad, if I'm wrong. But yeah, they have a fun show. They do a little bit different show than we do, and that's fine. That's fine. You get more spice that way. The spice of life is different.
All shows shouldn't copy each other, you know. It ought to all be different. So
anyway. They are. They should. We all bring our thing. Anyway, Kelvin, since you put together this agenda, where would you like to start tonight?
Oh, we always start with the non-big topics. You know, we'll start with the Iowa wrestler from New Jersey commit. He decommitted. I don't know why he decommitted, but you know, don't let the door hit you in the rear end there, kid. You know, that's the way I feel about it. And
he probably sees what us wrestling fans see, that Iowa wrestling's in decline. You know, maybe 6th, 7th, 8th place this year in the tournament, maybe even the Big Ten. I just don't have a lot of faith in Iowa anymore when teams like Nebraska are upcoming and Penn State's already there, and Oklahoma State, well, they're not a Big Ten team, but you know, they're making a lot of noise too. And so, you know, I believe somebody put out his top 10 wrestling teams. Iowa was like number 8, and Penn State was not number 1. Oklahoma State was. But Ohio State, Michigan, and Nebraska all round out the top 5.
Yeah, I just don't know, you know, the particulars why he decommitted. But anyway,
I'm sure it's because he saw what we're all saying, that this team is quickly deteriorating. And I hate to say that because I got a lot of former Iowa wrestlers who are my friends, and I'm sure that they would not say the same thing. And I'm sure they would be very careful with their words if they did think like I did.
I know that we have stepped down from being in that top 2 because we are in the top 2. We are in the top 2. That's the way it's been, you know, for 10 out of the last 12 years. We're in the top 2, you know, and we kind of knew it, you know, and Penn State's going to beat us most of the time. But now I'd say we're in the top 5, you know. I don't, but I don't know the roster that well coming up this year. I know that Mako's coming in if our heavyweight retires or whether he wrestles or not, and so I don't know, Dean. But
yeah, that's something, you know. Like, we know a lot about the men's basketball team coming this year, the women's basketball team coming this year, but we don't have a lot of news about wrestling yet.
You know, Brand's had a big recruiting class, you know, but having a big recruiting class, you
doesn't
know,
mean anything.
Big deal. Nebraska out recruits us in football about every year, and we beat them every year. Yeah, it's all about development and discipline, whether you're football, wrestling.
Oh, guess what I found? I found my top 20 Hawkeye players for the Ferentz era, part 2. Oh, I had era. I got.
Yeah, but nobody out there knows what we're talking about right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Back in 2020 and 2021, I wrote articles for 247hawkeye.com, otherwise known as Nolan Hawkeye Anthony. And apparently between us, we wrote 298 articles over a couple of years. And one of the things that we did is I wrote an article that with Hayden Fry, top 20 players, part 1 and part 2. I have found part 2, and I've also got the Ferentz era here, which would drastically change because this was 6 years ago that I wrote the article. So it's drastically changed for Ferentz.
Yeah, definitely a few guys would have jumped in the top 20. So.
But if you guys want to see some old stuff that I wrote, just go to 247hawkeye.com and it should pop up because that's what I did. And I did not know that they actually kept all the articles on there. Okay.
Well,
Wow. Yeah.
you want me to go on? Dude?
Wow. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we just well, let's first of
all.
all,
Than that,
Hank wants to know if we got any intel. Because he wants to know if you have any intel out of camp this week.
No.
Nothing's coming out camp, right? And there's only been a couple of practices anyway.
I don't have any intel.
Okay. They officially started practice on Wednesday, despite all the rumors that they started last week. This is when they actually got out there and ran their drills and everything.
Yeah, I knew 10 days ago.
Okay.
Whenever Kirk was there, he said in Chicago, he said we start in pads on Wednesday. So to me, when you start in pads, that's when you really start practicing. So anyway, I have no news out of practice. So anyway.
Okay. Hank says, "Wait, you worked with Nolan Anthony's show?" I did. He's on YouTube now, and that was my idea. I pushed really hard to get him on YouTube because everybody else was going to YouTube, and then he dumped me. Yes, I can say it. He dumped me. But we worked together, I think, for 3 seasons. I wrote a lot of articles, and we did the Nolan Hawkeye Anthony podcast together. You can, if you search them, you can find some of them. They're still out there. But yeah, Hank, I did. I don't know if that impresses you or not.
Probably just something he didn't know. Any more comments?
Yeah, Hank wants to know, so you don't work with him anymore. No, he basically fired me from his show. After I convinced him that YouTube was the way to go, he decided he liked doing solo shows more than he did partner shows. So it's okay because that was the birth of my show. My show birthed on that one. Yeah, and he just says he didn't know that. But yeah, so that birthed my show. I actually had a show before I started working with Nolan, but when Nolan asked me to join him, I quit doing my solo show, and then I started back up when Nolan didn't want me around anymore. And Paul, who was also on that show, joined me for that show, and then we added Jason, which and then Jason and Paul, of course, are taking some time off, and they are coming back to Wednesday night. They will be here Wednesday night. We're going to do a preseason show with them. And they're going to be here. I don't know. I can't promise you guys if they'll be still around, for the season, but they will be here this Wednesday.
We're going to do our Big Ten prognostications.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, and then Jason joined us. Jason joined me and Paul, and I worked together really well. And that's when I asked Paul to join me because we did work together so well. And, yeah. Okay. So, Brandon is still a good Brandon boys. I like the Brands brothers. I don't have anything against them. I don't think he's the reason why the program is starting to decline. I think it's because they're not getting who they need. But Brandon thinks the Brands think they have who they got. They think they got who they need to make a run at Penn State, Okay. Alrighty. You
want me to do the next news?
Yeah.
Get the news all done. Okay.
Yeah. I'll interrupt you for more questions when they come up.
Okay. I just like to get through it. The local I don't know where he was born, but local Rock Island star, Hawkeye great. I played for the Celtics on 5 world championship teams. He was a good NBA player, and he was number one.
Hawkeye player too.
I said Hawkeye great.
Okay, already.
Going in order.
I missed
Rock
that.
Island great, then Hawkeye great,
Okay.
Then he was a good player in the NBA. They won 5 world championships with the Celtics. And then when he retired, he was the winningest coach in the history of the NBA. Now he's number 2. Anyway, Don Nelson passed away today. I don't know if it was 86 years old in that area. And he lived in Hawaii, but they said he passed away in Texas today. So anyway, it's he was one of the great ones, right? No doubt about that. Quite the character. Him and Willie Nelson like to imbibe some weed together. So anyway, probably kept him healthy. So are you froze, Dean?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no,
All
you're
righty.
not
Nick
froze.
Slick
There you go.
says, I'm going to read Nick Slick. He says, we are ranked 5th in tournament. Where'd it go?
5th in what tournament?
Well, hang on. In tournament, these are the rankings for the Iowa wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're going to try to do this again. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. For some reason we lost it. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. We're ranked 6th in duels according to WrestleStat. If we stay healthy, I think we can be higher than that, but that rarely happens. And that is a big deal. It rarely happens that an Iowa wrestling team stays healthy. Yeah. It says, Dean, you're frozen. Am I still frozen? Am I still frozen?
No. I'll tell you if you're frozen, Dean. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Can you see me?
If you freeze, I will say something. So
can you see me? I'm moving around. My hands all over the place.
Very handsome, nice beard. So
don't get too used to it. I'm going to trim it up.
And
all right, thank you, Hank. Hank, I'm sorry that I warned Kelvin today. He might have to carry the show a little bit because we're having internet issues in my house tonight. I don't know if it's all over town or what, but it was 113 degrees, and I think it currently is.
Mm-hmm.
And here, and I don't know if the heat has anything to do with it, but it is extremely hot and humid outside today. You don't want to be outside more than a minute, and if you're outside for a minute, you feel like you just stepped out of your shower.
And we only had one other thing to talk about before we went into our deep dive things that we had, and that was Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, who have actually won quite a large percentage of their games as of late. You know, they blew one.
I think they just lost one recently, or maybe 2.
They lost one where Caitlin missed 3 out of her last 4 free throws, which never happens, and the team hit a 3-pointer to put into overtime, and then they hit another 3-pointer to win the game, and that was against the Aces, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, Hank got another question.
Okay.
He goes, didn't some gal narrow her schools down to 3? I saw that somebody had 3, and Iowa was in that 3 with Georgia, Iowa, and who else?
West Virginia or Virginia Tech. It's Hartwell, the big 6'5" center.
Yeah.
I think Iowa's a favorite by far.
I know, because don't we have the Post Whisperer at Iowa?
Yeah, come on. And we got Randy Peterson, and Henderson, I guess you call her now, but Duez's wife. She's a great post teacher too. So
yeah. Okay, that Fever game on Thursday was brutal. That's the one they lost, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was watching the score because I couldn't watch it on TV. So I was watching the scoreboard, score, and we were up by 18 or 20 points at one point, and we could not hold that lead. And I made a comment to you that I would just once like to see the Fever, when they get a big lead, hold that lead without giving it up. They need some – when they go shopping for people in the draft next year, they've got to find some defense. or they can trade for defense. Is the trading deadline gone?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we never got Brink.
No, I just watching her play right now, and she's playing really, really, really bad. So,
Is she? Oh, okay.
But
you want to talk about what happened with her in yesterday's game?
I think in that Vegas game, I think they were ahead like 20-2 or something to start the game, and then by halftime it was almost. I think Vegas was ahead at halftime. Yeah.
I think they were. They might have been ahead by a point, and then they got up. Then they went up again.
It's like basketball's a game of streaks. I know that.
And if you look at the quarter by quarter stats, I think the third quarter is what did the Fever in. They only scored like 9 points in the third quarter.
I don't know, but the fourth quarter about did the Aces in, because we were ahead by 7.
Yeah.
Or 6.
And I remember watching it, and I saw that we missed a free throw that would have been basically the game winner, because that would have put a 4-point lead instead of a 3-point lead. And I said, "Who missed that free throw? That would have been the game winner." And you never answered me because it didn't tell me.
It's because two different people missed free throws in the last 20 seconds. Kelsey Mitchell was 1 of 2, and then Caitlin was 0 for 2.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And
but anyway, let's talk about Caitlin's technical yesterday that was rescinded. I did not get to see that, but I saw the clips, and there was no way that referee was really sensitive to give her a tech for that, because, to be totally honest, it was just an accident. It was the momentum that carried her into her.
Yeah, she went up for a layup, and the girl Gardner bumped her left leg with her right leg, which threw Caitlin's left leg over, so she stumbled forward. They didn't call no foul, and then Caitlin got the ball and was leaning out of bounds and tossed it back in, and her and the referee just kind of brushed each other. And what was funny was the player on the other team, on the other end of the court a few minutes before that, had grabbed that ref. Not just brushed her, but grabbed her, and that player didn't get no technical. And the referee seemed to have seen that she got brushed, and then she looked up, and like a couple seconds later sees, oh, that was Caitlin Clark that brushed me. Technical foul.
I know. She didn't even call it right away. She hesitated.
No. And Caitlin didn't say nothing, Well,
I mean, it's obvious that the league has it out for Caitlin. I don't know why. And Caitlin's done nothing but praise the veterans of this league, and the newcomers. Mm-hmm. She has gone out of her way to be nice, be cordial. And, that's just not right. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not right that they're.
And then the player, I think her name's Carrington or whatever, she just took, Sophie had a wide open breakaway layup, and she just come in and just about took Sophie's head off, and she got kicked out. Flagrant foul, and she was thrown out of the game. And then she goes right to the locker room, that Carrington or whatever her name is. I hope I got her last name right. And she just types on X or whatever, at the Indiana Fever, white privilege, like that. Well, if Caitlin would go to the locker room and write black privilege, all hell would break loose.
Yep. All right. Boy says they beam to Big 2 freeze CC miss butt free for CC incidental contact.
Yeah.
Boy, can you just do me a favor? Help a man out by writing it straight up, because I can never understand what you're writing.
We kind of made it out. He must be Egyptian or something. We kind of made it out. So
yeah, okay.
Incidental contact. That is correct.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it took the league to take it off of there. Now, did CC when she got that, did she immediately get suspended for the game?
No, she'd be
The rest of the
suspended
game?
for the next game.
Yeah.
She said after the game they interviewed her, and the last thing to ask her was about the referee deal, and Caitlin just says, "Oh, don't worry, that will be rescinded quickly. I'll see you Tuesday." You know, and literally 3 minutes after the game was over, the WNBA took away the technical because it was obviously a ridiculous call. So,
Well, the WNBA has to do more like that. Okay. Nick Slick says complete garbage. That T against Caitlin was definitely personal. It wouldn't have been called against anybody else in the league.
yeah.
Well, I
Caitlin's
think you
had a
proved that. I think you proved that when the one person didn't get
Kate-
called for it earlier in the game.
Caitlin's got a lot of them like that. She got one by slapping her own forehead that, you know, she was stupid. She slapped her own forehead because she knew she made a bad play. They gave her a technical for it. They gave her a technical for bouncing the ball off her head that she made a bad play. They gave her a technical for it. You watch
They
these
don't even
games-
allow the players to show frustration to themselves.
Well, they don't. Caitlin is very demonstrative throwing her hands around, but I watch these games all the time. Asia Wilson, who gets all the calls. You know, that game that Caitlin missed the 2 free throws, that last play where Asia Wilson was guarding her and she tipped Caitlin's pass up in the air. And then when they go up to catch it, the ball's over top of Caitlin. She knocks Caitlin down to get the ball. No call on Asia. You know, she's the best player. She's the best player in the world, but she doesn't need to get every call. And she complains to the ref. Paige Becker complains to the ref. But Caitlin's special. The referees don't like her.
Yeah, but I mean, why don't they like her? I mean, they seem to love Paige Beckers. There's a white girl.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with black and white. I think it's jealousy that everybody thinks Caitlin's the face of is the one that brought all the popularity to the WNBA, and the people that have worked in the WNBA for years are jealous of that.
Yeah, but you have to admit though that, you know, people like Paige Beckers who came in. What's that girl at Minnesota that used to be at Notre Dame and then went to like Texas Tech or something?
Olivia Miles.
Yeah, okay. Girls like that coming into the league are also changing the face of that league.
Yes,
but I hope these new girls aren't as brutal when they become veterans in the league and the veterans go away, because the veterans need to go away. Mm-hmm. You know, that might have been old style WNBA, but right now they're going to hurt people. You know, and like I said, you know, the NBA, you don't see that kind of brutality in the NBA. You know, and
not anymore.
Okay, not since Detroit and Boston and Detroit and Chicago went after it, and Chicago, Boston, and LA. But that was back in the Bird, Magic, Isaiah Thomas days.
That was back when you could have fist fights and there were no fouls called or anybody ejected. And that is the truth, if anybody doesn't remember. But when they started slamming Michael Jordan to the hardwood floor, you know, fans wouldn't stand for it. And I hope the fans don't stand for this treatment of Caitlin, and it gets changed. So that's my newsworthy thing.
Okay. Toll House says, what happened if they allow ex-NBA players into the WNBA? That ball's already going. Seriously.
Yep.
Okay. I want to talk about real quick.
One from Iowa State, if you remember Royce White.
Oh my God! It's the guy who wouldn't fly on airplanes, and he couldn't make it in the NBA because he couldn't fly.
He's now running under the, Trump party as a politician. And anyway,
Republican is what you want to say.
Well, he's a MAGA. I don't know if they're really a party or not, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get in politics. But anyway, he and another guy who's 6'11" say they're entering the WNBA as transgender women.
Okay, that brings us to Sophie Cunningham's comment. Because I don't know the extent of the comment, but I do believe that the extent of the comment was the way it was worded is that she was not wanting transgenders in the league.
No, she don't want men in the league. There are no men. There are no actual people that were born as men in the WNBA now. There never has been.
Right.
But there are people that think it should be allowed. And she says no, and they shouldn't be allowed in little girls' sports, in any sport coming up before you get to the WNBA either. And she just wants to protect women's sports for women. You know, whether you can be a woman that thinks wants to act like a man, but you're still a woman. You know, there's no physical advantage, there's obviously several women in the WNBA who were born women, but outside the basketball court, they identify, is that the right word? Identify as a man. But and Sophie has no problem with that because you're still playing against a biological woman,
Yeah.
But,
okay.
But anyway,
Alrighty.
a lot of people don't understand what she said, and obviously a lot of people in the WNBA don't understand what she means. But
let's move on. Let's get to some real Hawkeye stuff. People come into this show to watch Hawkeye stuff.
That's right.
Okay. Where do you want to go with this? The football, or what do you want to do?
Well, did you have your quarterback ratings ready for the Big Ten?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
We shall rate and this is how we think the quarterbacks will end up at the end of the season as far as being the best quarterbacks. This is not preseason, where obviously Iowa's quarterbacks, neither one of them have played, so they're obviously 18th, So.
Why don't you start with yours?
Okay. You want me to start at the top? Obviously, right?
Yes.
Okay. To me, there's everybody in the nation will say the same thing. There's a 1 and a 1A in the Big Ten at the top of the quarterbacks. Obviously, two guys who might have been invited to the Heisman thing last year, Dante Moore and Julian Sayin, the Ohio State quarterback. I put Moore at number 1 and Julian Sayin for Ohio State at number 1A or number 2. So
okay. There are some places that have the quarterback for Indiana this year as the number 1 quarterback in the league. Okay.
I know that a lot of places have him rated as the number 1 newcomer at quarterback in the league, and maybe they have him rated number 1, overall, I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think, Dean?
Well, Dante Moore is a good choice. Sayin is a good choice. Because Sayin was at the last year. He was part of he was at the Heisman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So nationally, Dante Moore is ranked number 1, and Julian Sayin is ranked number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But that's where they are right now. They could have a bad season or get hurt.
Yeah, we're prognosticating where we think they're going to end up.
Okay.
At the end of the year. Saying, usually the Ohio State quarterback throws for 4,000 yards and nobody else does in the league. But
yeah,
that's not the only thing about playing quarterback, So.
Well, also we have Jaden Maleva. How do you say that, Maleva?
There's are you talking about the UCLA guy or the guy
No,
for
no.
USC?
The UCLA guy is I'm not leaving.
Okay. Lama
Okay.
Laleva or something.
Yeah. Malaleva is he's ranked 9th nationally, and if I look at this right, he would be number 3 in the Big Ten.
The USC or UCLA quarterback?
USC.
Yeah, I have the USC quarterback 3rd in the Big 10.
Mm-hmm.
He was great against Iowa last year.
Yeah. And Damon Williams for Washington, he's a sophomore. He was at LSU first. Now he's at Washington. He's ranked 11th nationally, but he's right there at the top of the Big Ten. Of course, there's Josh Hoover, number 12 nationally. Now, because the last couple of quarterbacks for Indiana did well, do you think this is the reason why that the Hoover is ranked so high, or is he just that good?
He's a very dynamic quarterback. I've seen him play before, but his problem's been more interceptions than he should throw compared to these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking where you think you're rating these guys, predicting for the end of the season.
Well, I'm going to go with Justice Saying as number 1. I'm going to go. I believe, didn't I pick them to win the Big Ten, Ohio State? So that goes along with it.
We'll see on Wednesday who you pick.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're still my choice no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay. I would put Dante Moore number 2 because Oregon is just that good, and he's got the weapons around him. And honestly, I wish he would have just left like he was supposed to, and he wouldn't leave. Okay. Okay. There's my top 2. Did you give your top 2?
Yeah. Right at the beginning, I had Moore and Saying 1 and 1A.
Okay.
Then I had Mueva of USC number 3. I already said that. So.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to put Maleva that high. I think I'm going to move Hoover up there.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got the best coach, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You can't
deny the results at wherever level he's been. Hey, while we're doing this, we got a couple of people that have commented, and I don't want to overlook them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This one's from Tim Klein. I believe this is a first-timer thing.
Cool. Welcome.
Trans people are less than 1% of the world's population. There are about 10 collegiate trans athletes in the USA. It is not a problem outside of political nonsense. Okay.
Yeah.
I learned something just now. Okay. Kind of off topic, but Gronowski got cut by the Dolphins today. I really hope he gets picked up by another team. He didn't even get a chance to show his stuff.
Well, he's been there since the NFL draft. First of May.
But they should have put him in a game and let him play.
Well, they had so many young quarterbacks, and the guy right in front of him knew the offense from last year, so maybe that gave that guy a jump up, But anyway, he'll keep going forward. He might end up being on the practice squad or something, and still play.
Well, here's the deal. Gronowski keeps the tradition alive of Iowa not getting any quarterback, any real playing time in the league except for Beathard. Beathard's the only one that had a lot of opportunities to play in his career. I don't even know where he's at now, if he's even still in the league.
I think he is, but I don't know if he's at Jacksonville or not. But anyway.
Okay.
Somebody out there probably knows. So.
Okay, so where am I at? Number 3? Do I pick number 3?
You had Hoover at number 3, and I have the USC quarterback. I say Mueva. I don't know how you say his name. But.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the UCLA quarterback next.
At 4 in front of the USC?
The UCLA quarterback.
Yeah. I got him at number 4 too, the way he played. He's actually played good at Tennessee. He played good at every year at UCLA. He's been there. I watched him upset Penn State just yesterday on the Big Ten Network. They replayed that. He's good. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We should start to see more of that. Hang on for a sec.
I watched the Iowa-Nebraska game again yesterday too.
Tell me it was the one we won.
Well, the one from last year, we scored over 40 points. Yeah, we won. People keep forgetting all them games we score over 40 points, But, so who's your fifth guy? Are you ever going to use that USC quarterback, Dean? Or?
I think this would be a good spot to put him.
Yeah. So, I'm going to use the Washington quarterback at number 5. I haven't used Hoover yet, but I like that Damon Wilson. He completes like close to 70% of his passes every year. Good quarterback. So then we go to number 6.
Shoot. Should I? You know what? I'm going to put Rocco Brecht there because with Penn State's schedule, he should have a good, and as much talent as he got, he should be able to show up. By the way, somebody who's
proven.
I saw somebody today. No, that was you. Never mind. Last year we picked Penn State to tie for first place in the league. I forgot.
Yeah, they were supposedly had the best roster in college football last year. Goes to show you. And 2 other teams that were in the top 5 were LSU and Clemson. They had terrible seasons. So.
Yeah,
we're on number 6 now.
Okay, have I used Damon Williams yet?
No.
I think I'm going to put him there.
Okay. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to take the guy that had a great year last year as a true freshman at Maryland. I think his last name's Washington, maybe. That's my number 6 guy.
Okay.
Off to number 7.
Oh, shoot. This is hard. Who should I put there? I don't know if I want to put Bryce Underwood there yet or not because he didn't really show much last year. But he does have a year under his belt and a little experience. Right?
And supposedly a ton of talent.
I think I'll go with Underwood.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a guy you've already used, Rocco Brecht at number 7.
Okay. All right, hang on for a second here.
And I'll throw in my number 8 real quick because you've already used him. I used Josh Hoover.
Okay. So I need to pick 7 and 8 or just 8?
Just 8. You put Underwood at 7.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not going to put the Iowa quarterback that high yet. Just going to. I got to learn the quarterback's name.
Who's he play for?
Well, no, the QB at Illinois, Caton Hauser. What do you think of him? Hauser. I'm going to actually go with the Minnesota quarterback.
Lindsey? The NFL scouts like this. The NFL scouts like him. That's who I got at number 9. So
okay.
Now you got to go number 9, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're one. I went one place ahead of you. So.
Yeah. Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, hang on. I just really, you know what? People are high on this Cotton Joseph out of Wisconsin. I think I'll put him next. Is that my 8 or 9? That's 9, right?
That's 9.
Okay.
Colton Joseph, I think is his name. I'm going to go with my 10th guy. I'm going to use whoever the Iowa quarterback is. Because I think Iowa's going to have a hell of a team this year, and whoever wins the job, or if it's a combination of both of them, I think Iowa will be number 10 as far as quarterback play. Not in total yardage and all that bullshit, you know. Gronowski was probably last in the Big Ten last year in passing yards, but he certainly was not the last place quarterback in the Big Ten. My God, he ran for 17 touchdowns. So,
Yeah, just looking at my other choices, I think next on my list would be Malik Washington from Maryland.
yep.
Okay.
My 11th one, I'm going to take a guy you picked already, Underwood. So,
okay.
yep. I just don't know how good he is. I know he was supposed to be one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the nation coming out of high school, but anyway.
All right. My next pick would be whichever Iowa quarterback.
Okay.
Okay. I got to put the Iowa quarterback in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because the rest of these people I think are not that great. Like, okay. What do you think? Did you make your pick yet?
Yeah, I picked Underwood.
Okay.
I'll pick 12th. I'm going to take because he's playing for what's his name? New Heisel and Chip Kelly. I'm going to take a guy that don't impress me that much, but I'm going to take Childs as number 12 for Northwestern.
I thought it was Chili's.
It's Childs.
Is it? Okay.
All right. You're just hungry. That's why you say Chili's. So.
Well, actually, he was my next one too. So he's my number 12 too. Starting to run out of where are we at? Number 13. So we got 5 more.
13. We got 6 more. 13, okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So probably got a bunch of crappy quarterbacks left, but
we do.
But little do I know, a lot of them I've never seen them play. So anyway.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. They actually have this particular magazine I'm looking at because I can see the rosters. Mm-hmm. Has Rutgers finishing last in the Big Ten, not Purdue. Okay. I'm going to go with Nebraska's quarterback.
That's who I went with.
Caladria. Is that how you say his name?
Probably. But anyway, that's who I went with 13th also. 14th, I went with Hauser from Illinois just because I think Illinois will end up like at 8-4 or something. So
yeah, that's my next choice too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're getting close.
Yeah. At 15th, I just went with Rutgers because he has great wide receiver to throw to, you know. And they got a great running back and a great wide receiver and another great player that's like a defensive end or linebacker or something. So anyway.
Okay, I'm going to go with Michigan State QB. Mm-hmm. Asian Mobile Jaka? Yeah. I can't say those names.
My 16th one. Oh shit, I made a mistake.
What'd you do?
Because I got Northwestern written twice here. What team am I missing? Anyway, I'm going to use Colton Joseph at 16. Okay. When I wrote down Childs, I had in my head, oh, that's a Michigan State. He's Northwestern. So I'm going to put...
Did I even use the Michigan State? I just did Michigan State. All righty. I'm going to go with the Purdue quarterback, Ryan Brown.
Okay.
And
that's who I forgot in that at the 16 spot. I hadn't used Purdue. So I'm going to use Purdue at 17.
Okay. And then I'm going to take Rutgers next.
Mm-hmm. And then my last one, which I think they're gonna have a disappointing season this year. I don't their quarterback is kind of to me is a nothing burger, is Coach Fitzgerald's quarterback at Michigan State.
Well, I actually put him down there. My last quarterback, believe it or not, is Hooser from Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's seasons where the quarterback at Illinois just doesn't live up to the hype.
No. I know he's a big, strong athlete, and I don't think Bielema will make him. I think you'll use him to run with and also throw, but I don't think they're going to ask him to throw 40 times a game for anything. Bielema is a real good coach and will coach him into the system. But. So we got our quarterback done.
Yeah, we should every show do a position. Like let's do running backs next show, wide receivers.
I think the next show will be pretty busy with 4 or 5 of us given our season standings in the Big Ten, and then we can add on if we got time, right? So.
Yeah, preseason topic, guys, coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Paul and Jason are going to make their picks. I'm re-picking because I don't like my picks from before.
Yeah, I heard your repick on the Villains show the other day. I was like shocked. I thought, well, Dean already picked it, and that's a different record. But free
even
country.
though I picked our quarterback in the middle of the pack, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have faith in either of them.
I have faith in both of them, and I have faith in Jimmy Sullivan too.
Yeah,
from what I hear. But anyway,
maybe he should be our quarterback.
I know you picked him as your starting quarterback, but on your team.
Yeah.
I don't know who to pick. I truthfully don't. I don't hear anything except they like them, and they're pretty even. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, do they like them, or are they just saying they're pretty even and they got 2 quarterbacks? Because maybe they don't really like what they've got. That's why they're having trouble discerning.
Well, I remember Tim Lester when they interviewed him. Remember that spring where we had Marco and all these other quarterbacks that were practicing, and they'd asked Tim who he liked, and he goes, I don't really. He never said anything good about Marco. He never said. But all 4 of them guys, he brags up, including Fitzgerald. He said he knows the offense as good as anybody. He was just injured this spring. Of course, Fitzgerald's a coach's son. He knows how to study a playbook. So he's a big, strong guy like Gronowski. If we need a guy to quarterback sneak or do them quarterback draws. Put him in, boys. So,
yeah.
Are we going to
maybe they'll use Jimmy Sullivan in that position this year, or maybe they'll start Brown and have Helinski come in and run those draws and stuff like that.
It's just great news to me that Jimmy Sullivan has went from 170 pounds to 205. And that Hecklinski has went from 180 pounds. He's only 5'9". Mm-hmm. He's listed taller than that, but Elliot Clough, who's 5'9", walked up to him, and he is 5'9". That's how tall Hecklinski is. But Hecklinski now he weighs 200 pounds. That tells me that he's built like what was his name, Pavia. He could be less destructible. Right, Dean? If you got that.
How tall was Pavia?
Much shorter than Hecklinski. Hecklinski ran and shook his hand after the game. The Iowa players and coaches really respected Pavia because he was a great football player, a great competitor. He was just fiery, and he'd say stupid things before a game. But
he had a great second half against Iowa, and didn't he pass for 300 some yards?
I don't know. He got cut the other day too, but he He's a great football player. I'd love Pavia to be at Iowa playing quarterback. But anyway, Hecklinski said he charged across the field, and several Iowa players lined up to shake his hand because he's a great college football player. And Hecklinski said he had a ray of hope because he was taller, a couple inches taller. A couple inches taller than Pavia must have been 5'7" and 7/8 or something, But
Nick
anyway.
Slick says the answer to our QB situation is who does Diaz prefer catching passes from?
Oh, Diaz?
Does Diaz get a say so?
No. Tim Lester.
Any of the wide receivers and tight end get a say.
Tim Lester gets the say so unless Kirk thinks he's crazy, so.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want to do first, Dean? Your all-time Hayden team or Kirk team? That's what's also on the agenda, people.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Hayden because I got to look Kirk up.
Okay.
Because you forget more players than you remember over the years, to be totally honest.
I'm weird. I remember too much. So.
Yeah, you probably do. You're going to do this off the top of your head.
I probably could do an all walk-on team. But anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
that would be fun. Nobody else could do one, but I can do one. But anyway.
Okay. Well, Hayden Fry's number one quarterback obviously is Chuck Long.
I agree.
Okay. And I put for running back, I put Ronnie Harmon as a running back and wide receiver. I guess I could have just chose one of those spots for him, but he was a great wide receiver and a great running back, and sometimes he do both.
Nobody compared to him at either position in the history of Iowa. Period. So,
now who's your running backs?
I got Ronnie Harmon, and then I got Hayden had a fullback, so I used the Hayden depth chart. My fullback, I wanted to go Owen Gill, but I ended up going with the best blocker of the bunch, Norm Granger.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he'd put you. He was from Newark, New Jersey, and he'd park you in the seats when he hit for them. Over tackle plays. So
okay. Well, my second running back is Nick Bell / Tavian Banks. But when I go back and I look at my Hayden Fry top 20 team, and I could probably bring that up, I think I had somebody different.
Well, Cedric Shaw would have been my second running back, all time.
Of course I lost it. Oh, of course I lose it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did you
Alrighty. I thought I would have it. It's not here.
Or did you even pick a fullback or anything?
No, I did not pick a fullback, and I should have because in the Hayden Fry era, fullback was a big part of his game.
Yeah.
As were tight ends.
Yeah. You want to go to tight end now? I know you picked Marv Cook on your all-time Hawkeye team, so he's got to be Hayden's tight end for you, right?
Yes. I have two tight ends because tight ends were a big part of Iowa's game.
Yeah.
And he always stood them up. Okay. Marv Cook and Jonathan Hayes.
Yeah. Okay. I took Marv Cook, and I only picked one player because Hayden only played one. He had one starting tight end. If I'd have took a second one, I'd have took my good friend Scott Slutsker is who I'd have took. But go ahead, Dean. Wide receiver.
Okay, well, I already told you one of them. I did three wide receivers.
Ronnie
Harmon, Tim Dwight, and John Falloon.
Okay. Of course, I had Tim Dwight as one of my all-time Hawkeye receivers. My other one was Casper, but he didn't hardly play at all for Hayden, even though he was first 2 years was under Hayden, but he didn't play much. So I got Tim Dwight and Quinn Early as my wide receivers.
Yeah, Quinn Early was in my top 20, as was Casper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you want to do the line?
You told me your offensive line before we went on, so
Yeah, but these people don't know who my offensive
I
line
know
is.
that. So I just said you told me before, so I know you got it. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I put center Joel Hildenberg.
Hilgenberg.
Hildenberg. Yeah, everybody knows about him.
Mhm.
Then I got Dave Croston, Mike Devlin, and Mike Haight. I just didn't come up with another lineman. I needed one more, and I didn't come up with. But maybe you can add one for me.
Well, I had John Alt on my all-time team.
Yeah, so John Alt would be another good pick. See,
He
I tell
only,
you, I forget more than I remember.
I know. Yeah. My all-time team offensive line obviously would be John Alt at tackle. My other tackle, I'm going to go over and take a guy that played with him 1 year. He only started 1 year at Iowa, but like Alt, he played like 13 years in the NFL at right tackle for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go with Brett Miller and guard Ron Hallstrom, first round pick of the Green Bay Packers on Hayden's first Rose Bowl team. And he played guard for the Packers probably 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Center's harder to do, but I'll take the Hall of Famer. Guy should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll take Jay Hilgenberg of the Bears.
So you took the brother.
Yeah. Then what have I got? A guard left? Oh, I'll take. Should I go with Rob Cratch or Ross Verba?
Verba.
I don't know.
I would take Verba. I'll put Verba on mine.
Yeah, I'll take Verba. So that's our offense. Oh, the kicker. Most people are going to take Rob Houtland. I'm going to take Tom Nickel, who seemed like he never missed. So,
okay.
Are you going to take Houtland or Nickel or I don't know who else picked for Iowa for Hayden? That was real good.
I can't remember either. Either one of those two would be good choices.
And the other one that
Houtland will be remembered for him kicking the game-winning field goal against Michigan and went for number one to keep us number one for another week.
Are you gonna pick one, or are you gonna cheat like you do on all the other positions and take two guys?
On what?
Kicking.
I said Houtland.
Okay.
Okay, we got another comment.
The other good kicker was Skillett. That was the third good kicker.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good choice too. Coach Patterson think Brown to start in a close call. Okay, yeah, I mean I'm hearing Brown a lot more and more, but you know,
I asked that question to Don Patterson on Corey's show.
Mm-hmm.
They talked for like an hour, and Corey read my comment. Calvin wants to know, Coach Patterson, you go to practice every couple weeks. You watch the quarterbacks practice. Which one would you pick? And you could tell Don did not want to answer it, because anybody that goes to practice at Kirk's thing, they're always sworn not to say anything. About
but he actually said something, didn't he?
Yes, he said, well, and he had this smirk on his face and kind of looked down. He said, well, I'm a math guy. I'm a stat guy. He said, this spring, Hecklinski had twice as many interceptions as Brown. So I'll go with Brown, but I don't know who's going to play like that.
Okay. So in other words, he's saying,
I just loved it that Corey finally read one of my questions or comments, you know?
Well, the last time he read comments and questions from me, he practically kicked you off the show.
Rogers wanted to, and then afterwards, they both privately Corey privately messaged me that we misunderstood you, you know? So, anyway.
All righty. On defense, I think he was a linebacker, but that's all I've got is I got one person, Larry Station.
Yeah. He's on my team as a linebacker. I got Melvin Foster standing beside him. I wanted to put Vernon Rollins, but Vernon wrecked his knee, so he didn't finish his career. But at middle linebacker, he played 2 middle linebackers, and then he played 5 defensive linemen. Really, he had a nose guard in the middle, 2 defensive tackles, and then he had 2 guys that he called defensive ends on the outside. You want me to give my team, or do you want to think about yours, or what?
No, just go ahead and give them. Go ahead and give it. I mean,
Obviously,
I'm going to be
I
honest with you. When you told me that this was part of the show tonight, I knew it was going to be a close call for me trying to even get this done.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'd like to plan our agendas like 2 days ahead of time, and who's going to be on the show 2 days ahead of time. Because I'd like that, I'd like to prepare. I'd like
that
to prepare.
that would be better. That would be better because
I'm just doing
then I could have
these
had everything done.
Yeah, I don't like, we didn't know if Jason and Paul were coming on tonight until like an hour and a half or 2 hours before the show. So I prepared 2 different agendas for Dean. Dean said, "You prepare the agenda." Okay. Anyway, and I'm just doing this off the top of my. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I have not prepared these teams. I just know the team. I just kind of know who I love the most. I got Mike Wells at nose guard. He was on my all-time Hayden Fry, all-time Hawkeye team. And I got my defensive tackles are Jared DeVries. Who'd I have? I had it figured out.
Well, I thought DeVries was a early Kirk Ferentz person. I didn't realize he was a Hayden Fry guy.
No. He played. DeVries went. He was in that Sun Bowl team with Cedric Shaw and Tavian Banks. Jared DeVries. You're talking about Campman. They're both from Applington, Parkersburg.
I think there's more than just both of them.
John Hardy, who graduated the year before the first Rose Bowl team and then played for the 49ers for like 8 years, as my other defensive tackle. Then my defensive ends are easy, 2 consensus All-Americans, Leroy Smith and Andre Tippett.
Yeah. Hey, John Hardy, is he related to Pat Hardy?
No.
Okay.
John Hardy was from, I think, Sioux City, Heelan.
Okay.
And he was a parade All-American and Hayden's first big parade All-American recruit. So
yeah. No, I was thinking that Pat Hardy had a brother who played for the Hawkeyes, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Okay.
If Pat Hardy is John Hardy's brother, I didn't know it. So
yeah. Anyway. Well, I don't know either. I haven't heard from Pat Hardy for a long time because I don't watch his show anymore. It's too boring.
He's on all
Snoozeville.
Yeah, he's on all every morning. I see it pop up, but I never
morning, about every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something.
It's called, what is it, Hawk something? Maniac or something? I don't know. But then I see him in the background all the time at the Big Den media conferences and at the all of the media days in Iowa City. He's always there in the background with his tape recorder.
Yeah, he doesn't do much anymore.
I don't know. Anyway, my punter is the same as yours, Reggie Roby, right?
Yep.
The only other good punter, Hayden only had one other good punter, and that was Nick Gallery. Robert Gallery.
How could you forget about Nick Gallery?
Yeah, but
Nick Slick says Kelvin is an encyclopedia of knowledge. He's basically a Hawkeye sensei. Yeah, you're a Hawkeye sensei. Keep that in mind.
Whatever a sensei is. My defensive backs. I know all you said was you had a linebacker. My defensive backs are Tom Knight and Merton Hanks, Devon Mitchell. Oh, and my other one, boy, is hopefully coming to Iowa. I'm going to take Matt Bowen, who played for both Hayden and Kirk and played in the NFL for a long time.
Oh, is that his son we're recruiting?
Grant Bowen, and then he's got like 4 other sons all lined up like little ducks. Hopefully they march to Iowa. I have this bad feeling that Grant's going to go to Notre Dame. I think it'll be Iowa or Notre Dame, and he's like literally a top 10 player in the whole nation.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice if he would come to Iowa just for the reason that he's a legacy, and it's always nice to get a legacy in there. But at the same time, a lot of them legacies don't want to play under the shadow of their father's name. They'd rather go somewhere else and get away and make their own name. Most
of them come to Iowa. John Alt's boy didn't. Kevin Casper's boy didn't, because he loved the West Coast. Grew up in Arizona and
went to Oregon, right? Oregon.
Yeah, now he's at BYU. He transferred to BYU. I watched highlights of him practicing at BYU today.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to like the BYU moral standards.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what his moral standards are. So anyway, I don't know whether he's celibate like they like in BYU or not. Anyway, going down a rabbit hole there. So
yeah.
Anyway, and then Richard Pryor had a son. Richard Pryor was a great big recruit out in New Jersey, came to Iowa for Hayden, and his boy Aaron Pryor was one of the top 5 defensive backs in the country, and he went to Ohio State instead of Iowa. He went to school down in Georgia, and he didn't come to Iowa. He didn't follow. Mm-hmm. And also Tavian Banks' boy didn't come to Iowa either. Very highly recruited kid.
These kids are going to someplace where they can make a name for themselves and have a shot at a national title.
Maybe. I don't remember where Tavian Banks' son went, but he didn't grow up in the household with Tavian. Him and his mother split up, and
yeah. I was going to tell you what his sensei was, but Nick Slick beat me to it. Sensei basically means teacher or master. Like they use the word sensei when, like in karate and judo and all that stuff.
Okay.
The person that kind of like coaches, but they call him sensei, not coach. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm
glad he answered that for you, because I was going to, and then I got sidetracked and forgot.
I learned a new word. I like words. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we got our Hayden teams picked, right?
Yep.
I guess I picked. Dean didn't get to all of it.
I want to save the Kirk team until.
Oh, you want to get off the air tonight?
No, but I just want to save it for when I have a chance to do proper research, so I don't do a half-assed job.
Okay.
But if I can find it, I'm going to give you what I thought were the top players as of 2020 in his career.
Okay. I know you and Paul and Jason picked your all-time Kirk teams like a year and a half ago or something. Because I was commenting in the bottom, if in the I was just a person in the comments back then,
Yes, you were.
At the end, after you guys had picked, I'd say, well, what about so-and-so? And then they go, oh, I can't believe we forgot about him. So, anyway.
Okay, hang on.
How's your legs doing tonight, Dean?
It's getting close to having issues. I've been doing better though. Okay.
My TV now has soccer on it. I am leaving that. Ugh.
Oh, speaking of soccer, the women's soccer team had a game today.
Cool.
Okay. Alrighty.
Do the men have a soccer team?
Huh?
Do the men have a soccer team?
They do not.
So
the reason why we have a soccer team
do the women have a new soccer coach?
Yes, they do, and I want to try to get him on the show with
His
the
name's
help of my friend
Ward.
Terry. My friend Terry will help me get that done.
Mm-hmm. I seen his name's Ward or something. They were
Yes.
interviewing him this
He's
week.
from England, I believe.
Yes, he is.
Okay. But yeah, I would love to get him on. I mean, now his season has started, so they had a regular season game today. I don't have that score yet, but I want to do this Kirk Ferentz thing real quick for you guys.
Yeah.
So I will get to it.
Are you going to take a little bit to look it up?
Yeah.
You want me to give my Kirk team while you're doing that, or?
Yeah, that would be good. Why don't you do that for everybody?
Brad Banks at quarterback. I'm gonna go with Liddell Betts at running back. 2 tight ends would be Dallas Clark and Hawkinson. They were on my all-time Hawkeye team. Wide receivers are Casper. Oh, and I gotta come up with another one. I'll go with Marvin McNutt.
That's funny how Casper ended up on both Fry and Kirk Ferentz's team.
No, I kept Casper off the Fry team because he didn't play much for Hayden.
Oh, okay.
I had Early and Tim Dwight. So anyway, that's my wide receivers. Center's Linderbaum. He's on my all-time team. I got Yonda on my all-time team. I got Gallery on my all-time team. So there's 3, 4, 5. Am I missing somebody obvious? Bulaga, of course. And then I put Tristan Wirfs. Should I use Wirfs? Sheriff was a better college player than Wirfs. But
Wirth was a hell of an NFL player.
Yeah. Wirf was really good his last year at Iowa, but he only stayed 3 years, and he really struggled the first year, started the last half of the season. The second season was all right, but really speedy defensive ends really bothered him that year. I'm going to go with Sheriff over Wirfs. That's how good a coach Kirk Ferentz is. You got to keep guys off the team. Kickers, Kading. Punter, obviously, Torrey Taylor. Defensive, my 3 linebackers are Campbell, Greenway. And who's going to be my 3rd linebacker? I can't put Josie Jewell because he's a middle linebacker. What am I going to do, Dean?
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'll have Matt Roth and Claiborne and Babineau. Matt Roth, Claiborne, Babineau, and probably Colin Colt. No, I'll have the nose guard, the defensive tackle that played for the Packers. You had him on your all-time Hawkeye team. I'll have him on there. And I guess I'm going to cheat and have Josie Jewell play the Mike linebacker. Not Mike, but the Will linebacker. And then defensive backs ought to go quickly with Bobby Sanders and Cooper DeJean. And I'm missing people. Bobby Sanders, Cooper DeJean. Trying to rush it out here so you can do your thing either. Micah Hyde.
Now I can't find it.
No. Now Micah Hyde, and then I'll probably put I know I might make a mistake here, but I'm gonna put Riley Moss as my 4th defensive back on the Ferentz team, I think. So there you go. I was speeding through it because I thought you were gonna come with more content there, Dean.
Well, I was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I could have put Matt Bowen on. Matt Bowen's the one guy that could have been on both teams.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
was
think
super on both teams.
somehow I think I drove right past it, but they're all together, all four. Parts 1 and 2 of Hayden's top 20 and parts 1 and 2 of Kirk Ferentz's top 20. They're all together.
Do we have any comments we can go over while you're looking? Or
Nope. Last comment was by Boy, and we talked about that one already.
okay. And I'm a sensei.
You're a sensei. Oh, okay. Well, I lost it.
I'm a
I lost
Hawkeye.
it.
I'm a Hawkeye Buddha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about? Because I lost my top 20 and I'm going to get it back somehow.
No,
But I went through all those things and then I hit something and it all disappeared.
Yeah, I guess I can say go Cubs. My Cubs have probably won like 9 out of their last 11 or something. So happy day.
Happy days are here again for Cubs fans. You go Cubs, go.
Ella Stromdahl is now on campus.
Oh, she finally made it.
Yeah.
There are no pictures of her, and nothing's done anything.
Well, Iowa put up some pictures of her the other day when
she finally arrived.
I shared it on Talking Hawkeye Sports on your site.
Okay.
And then some people I can't understand these people that criticize, that she's here.
Why? Why would they criticize her? She's just an incoming freshman.
All these people know everything. They looked up her stats, and her stats are not good because she was 16 and 17 years old playing against 28-year-old girls over there. And that's what they do in Sweden. They don't have high school basketball.
They don't?
No, you just play against their pros and not their pro, but you play against in leagues with old people. I said if Kate Martin was playing when she was in 10th and 11th and 12th grade and she played in the WNBA, what would her stats look like? Because they don't look good in the WNBA now.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Is Kate Martin even playing much anymore?
I had the Sparks on when I tuned it in, and most of the games, a lot of games did not play. Lucy Olson,
she's not playing either. She
didn't today. The stats I've seen, but Lucy might get in for a couple minutes. On 70% of the games or something like that.
And she played a lot last year. Okay. Boy says Coach Fry also had Jason Boone Baker. Okay. And he also says, no, Kelvin.
What?
Liddell Betts was actually a Hayden Fry recruit.
I know he was. But he had his best years for Kirk, his last 3 years.
Yeah, you guys got to remember that they there's a transition period where they played for both coaches.
Jason Baker played for Kirk. Kirk talked about him at the Big Ten media. He said his first practice at Iowa for Kirk, he was god awful. And then he said he ended up kicking in the NFL forever. And I think he led the Big Ten. Yeah, Jason came to Iowa under Hayden, but he played. If you look up his stats, his good stats were for Kirk.
Anyway. Okay, hang on for a sec. I got more going.
Ryan Donahue, too.
Okay. Osik is named to the Lou Garza Award watch list. Is he that good?
That was it. Well, he was an All-American last year, so. And I think these people that pick these things, they pretty much, they know that Iowa's special teams are always good. They have been ever since Kirk Ferentz came here. Who won the Lou Garza Award for Iowa first? Well, Nate Gating,
Alrighty. They don't have any update on the Iowa soccer game today, and I know they played it because it came up on my calendar phone.
We had good weather today.
Yeah, 3 Hawkeyes, a soccer team, have been named to the Big Ten Players Watch list. Sophia Bush, yep, she's the team's best player. Melanie Greer and second-year player Ellie Wildman. Yeah, she's a really good player too. I don't know much about Millie, but she must be pretty decent. I wish I was going to talk about the soccer and where they were at. So
seems like Iowa baseball gets another player every other day. I think they're finally done. They got like two more players this week. It's like, when are you going to stop? You know. I think they have.
Chance to go to the Golden Broom podcast and listen to Coach Heller's interview?
No, I didn't. I didn't listen to it. No. I think Iowa right now, according to On3, Iowa's like 3 over their roster limit, but they don't have to be down to it until they have a fall exhibition games, whatever they call it this fall, but they don't have to be down to it then. Just next year.
Can you imagine that when you have to go and tell some player you recruited, I'm sorry, you're out.
And they might still get to be it. They still might get to be at Iowa as a baseball player, just not on like an active roster. I don't know how that works. You know.
Oh, excuse me. I'm getting tired. Well, I think, we've got an exciting show Wednesday. I think we, get prepared for it. Jason and Paul will be here, as I said before. Don't forget to go to cocainecoffee.com to get your coffee ordered and use Villains15 for 15% off.
That's right.
Yep.
And make sure you share this and like it and
share this out, like it, and subscribe. Come on, guys. Let's get to 800 by kickoff. That gives us like 3 weeks. I think we have 3 weeks to kick off, or 2. I think we're at 3. We're at 3.
Next week at this time, we'll be talking about the Kids' Day practice. What happened and the media
is that
day.
Is that Saturday? Before. Is that Saturday? This Saturday coming up?
Yeah.
And then we have media day. The day before that's media day.
14th and 15th. So.
Yeah. So
I know today is the 9th.
So next Sunday we'll be talking about all that. Yeah.
Yeah, if we can figure anything out,
Yeah.
It's like,
we have to send some spies. We need to send some spies to Kids Day.
Well, anybody can
check it out for it.
Anybody can go. Maybe Kyle go. I don't know.
We need somebody that can come back and report what they saw.
Hopefully, there's no news like there was when Cade McNamara took off on a quarterback draw and hurt his quad.
I think he was trying to show off for the fans too.
I think he was just playing quarterback, Dean. He knew he wasn't. He knew he wasn't going to get hit, but he had that opening. It was wide open. Yeah, I think he was just playing quarterback the way he was supposed to, Dean. But anyway, obviously, it wasn't an injury that was. Oh, he's okay. So
yeah. All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Yep. We'll see you guys on Wednesday night. I mean, as we get closer and closer to kickoff, we'll have more and better content. We're just doing a lot of fillers for now until the kickoff season starts, I can promise you this: we've got some interviews we're working on, and this is what I wanted. I want to get this show to a level where we can do interviews every now and then. So. I'm working on if anybody's got any connections to Northern Illinois, I want to get a Northern Illinois person on here the week of the game. Help us preview it.
I apologize for only giving an hour and a half of content.
That's perfect because my legs are about to go. So anyway, guys, we'll see you on Wednesday night, and don't give up on us for better and more content coming. Go Hawks.